Texas.
This is 13 Minutes to Magic Texas, an abbreviated limited series podcast about the TAOM, SAM, FISM, NACM Combined Convention in Arlington, Texas on August the 30th through September the 2nd, which we call Magic Texas. I am one of your hosts, Scott Wells.
And I'm Daryl Allen.
And I'm Eric Hogue, the Chief Operating Officer of Magic Texas and the Vice President of the Texas Association of Magicians. That's a mouthful.
And I'm Dal Sanders, President of the TAOM, Texas Association of Magicians, and the co-producer of Magic Texas. And this is 60 Minutes. No.
And this is Andy Rooney. Every 2 weeks, we'll bring you information, updates, and highlights from Magic Texas. Again, that's kind of the abbreviated name for all of those alphabet soup letters that we've had before. This week, we're going to actually continue discussing something that we started last week, and that is the festival that's going to be held, Magic Festival, that's going to be held over in Arlington. I remember some years ago, there was a convention, an online convention that Luis de Matos had put on that was like, there are 3 different years. And one year they had someone who was talking, it was kind of like a little TED Talk type of things. One guy was talking about festivals in Europe. And everybody knew exactly what they were talking about. Apparently the magic festivals in particular are big in European countries, but really have not gone over very well here in the U.S. I've not seen many of them, but we're going to try something like this. So tell me, Dal, what's going on?
Absolutely. Scott, my influence was the Quebec Magic Festival, and there's magic.
It was surrounding FISM.
Yeah, surrounding FISM, and actually, it's been going on for 20 years.
Wow!
So this is not a new thing in Quebec, and it's truly amazing. If you go Google the Quebec Magic Festival and look at some of the marketing that they've done, they've just had incredible marketing. I'm hoping that we can, have an equal level of creativity going into our marketing for this festival. They do have
some very clever ideas.
Amazing ideas.
There's some busboard digital interactive things you could do, or pictures you could take, or stereoptograms and different things around the city. And
even to the thing where there's one of the bus stations, there's a glass thing full of sponge balls. And if you raise your hands up, the sponge balls raise up. If you put your hands down, they go back down.
Yeah.
So you're actually doing what looks like magic, real magic, at the place. And it's so much fun to watch these people interacting with all this installment, magic installment in public. So we want to do that too in Arlington, and I think we're going to be able to. Now, the other thing, though, is that this is, for the most part, free festivals across Quebec. And that's one thing that we wanted to do, a kind of a free festival. To do this, we had to get a partner. Now, I do an annual trade show called Party Fest here in Dallas. And just during Party Fest, a guy came in and he was talking to us, and he said, I'd like to hire some magicians. Who are you? And I said, well, who are you with? He said, well, I'm with the Arlington Parks and Recreation Department. We had already decided to have our convention in Arlington in 2024. And so we started talking. Come to find out, it's also Arlington Park and Recreation's 100th anniversary. And as we chatted, he got a kind of a smile on his face, and he said, so how does 100 years of magic in Arlington, in the parks in Arlington, sound to you? And I said, it sounds like we're going to be partners with you. Shortly after that, I was talking to some members of the Convention Visitors Bureau, and they pointed out, well, every city has a film festival or a music festival or something like this. Have you ever considered doing a magic festival? And it's just like, yes.
Everything's all falling into place.
Yes. And I hadn't thought to include the CVB in something like this. But that's exactly what they do. They bring people into the city, the Convention and Visitors Bureau. So it's all falling into place. It's going to be such an amazing time. I think our first show is going to be in March, and they're going to spread out all the way through the convention.
The spring and summer and into the convention.
And amazingly enough, on our team is a guy who actually followed up with the idea initially and did it on a smaller scale in Wiley, and that's Eric Hogue.
Yeah. So what we did was Dow had this idea. Now, one thing, if you know Dow Sanders, you know he's got great ideas. He's also real good at delegating. I don't know if y'all know that or not.
Yes.
But he had this idea for the Great Texas Magic Festival. And so we wanted to try and test it. And so we did a smaller version that we just called the Magic of Wiley. And what was going on is during the Halloween season, there had always been an event in downtown Wiley called Boo on Ballard. And I just happened to be the mayor of the town at that time and knew the folks over at the Chamber of Commerce, knew our EDC department, our Economic Development Department, the Downtown Merchant Association, basically the counterparts of what we're talking about in Arlington.
So you see, folks, if I'm going to delegate, I'm going to delegate to the right person.
And so what we did is we put together for a week a magic festival, and it was where we were at the chamber luncheons. We did a proclamation naming the week the Magic of Wiley. We were in the restaurants doing shows. We were at an art gallery where we had displays up, and it all led up to the night that Boo on Ballard was going on, where you had about 3,500 kids in downtown Wiley getting candy, and that all led into a big gala show, a big show at the end with magicians from around literally the Metroplex in our case. We're very fortunate in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to have some phenomenal magicians like Trig Watson, the Beckers, trying to think, the Knights.
David and Kylie Knight.
Yeah, and Fred and Bobby Becker, and so we were able to have them come in
I performed
and do
at that show too.
Oh yes, Dow Sanders,
And Dallas, don't forget Sydney.
Yeah, you were there, weren't you? Yeah,
I was.
But you also did the chamber luncheon, and so we did a number of events like that, and we did it for about 4 years. It was great, and we used it as a fundraiser.
Did it grow every year?
Every year it grew. Yes, sir, sure did. And what we ended up doing is we wanted to support the city in this particular case. And so we were able to actually do some fundraising with our ticket sales to help the police and the fire departments.
Well,
and
you should tell
and
them why the police needed help on this particular case. You had that huge storm in Wiley, and it totally wiped out the ceiling of the police department.
Wow.
Right.
And stormed inside the building and the whole bit. And
just do a search on 2016 Wiley, Texas hailstorm, and you will read about softball-sized hail that came through the roof, through the ceilings, we had at that time about 15,000 homes in Wiley. It came through about 12,000 homes.
Wow.
That the storm did, and it destroyed our public safety building. And so literally while the 911 operators are trying to help people, they have got
Water dripping in.
water not dripping, pouring in.
Oh, my.
Literally, because it came through.
the roof was gone.
Yeah, it was just completely gone. And so this was a way to show support for the police, the fire, the public safety altogether. And it worked out great. And it was a neat way I still have people today talking about the Magic Festival that we did and how they loved it, and kids and adults.
This reminds me a little bit then also about the way the circus used to promote itself, that they would bring people into town who would paper the city basically and work with different companies to advertise, and they would say a circus of savings, at your hardware store or whatever it is, and billboards, it would have some sort of a circus theme. So when the circus finally came to town, it was subliminal enough that people say, oh yeah, I want to go see the circus before that it came. So it's the same kind of thing, I think, by having this starting in March, you're getting people generally who are coming out through Six Flags and everything to think, because there'll be advertising saying, hey, be sure and come back for the convention. And
that's not just a circus thing too. The magicians of the day would do that. Houdini would do that. Thurston did that. Blackstone did that. And more importantly, Willard the Wizard did that. The Texas magician of all time. So.
Yeah. And so what we want to do is we want to build off this great convention we got coming up in 2024 and just keep the magic going, for lack of a better word, keep the momentum
Right.
going.
One of the things then also is you said you had a lot of people who were from the Metroplex. In this particular case, that you were encouraging, Dal, some other people who might be interested in coming in early and performing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's your chance, listener. If you would like to perform in a festival and get a little bit of experience and have some fun, and you might want to perform doing close-up, walk-around, or stage.
So all you have to do is reach out to be@magictexas.com. That's BE at Magic Texas.
Because we want you to be at Magic Texas.
Yes, I think everybody's starting to get that idea. I hope so. Anyway, it's a great opportunity for you, and we're very, very, very excited about it. It's again, we just appreciate so much the help that Renee Claude Auclair from Quebec has given us in getting organized and looking at how to do this. She and her team are genius at it, and they've been very gracious in giving us
So different
tips.
There are plans, I guess, for different things to be happening throughout each week or weekend, or how does that?
Well, maybe not every weekend, but a lot of the weekends. Right now, the plans are to start in March. We're looking at hosting our magic classes in Arlington, which we've never been there before. So we'll be teaching kids some magic there. We'll have weekends here and there, weekend things at different parks and different areas. We will. They've asked us to consider doing a big 4th of July event, but it'll be on July 3rd. And for those of you in Canada, we celebrate the 4th of July here. It's not just a day.
As our Independence Day.
Yes. And I've just, this just in. The email to perform will be perform@magictexas.com.
Yeah, rather than sending it to be at
Yes.
Magic Texas, perform at.
So breaking news, folks, breaking news. So
That email has just been set up.
yes, even as we spoke, our webmaster is
Brilliant job, Daryl.
typing away even as we speak. So it's just going to be a complete year of magic, celebrating 100 years of magic in the Dallas Magic Club. And we've had so many big names come out of our club over the years and out of North Texas. Everybody from Mark and Nani Wilson. Bev Bergeron was a member of our club for a while. Walter Zaney Blaney. Anneman was in Texas for a while.
Kate Blackstone used to live here.
Wow, I was building up to that.
Sorry. Forget that I said that.
That's what you get for burying the headline.
Yeah, that's right. Very elated, yeah.
And we had Rick Walker was from here.
Steve Wyrick.
We've had Trig Watson. Let's see. Bizarro grew up in our club.
Yep.
And of course, our honoree, Gay Blackstone, who is a Fort Worth girl at heart.
But who signed the charter that got this started?
Signed and delivered by Harry Houdini. I wish I could tell you about that, but that means we're out of time.
We are out of time. Again, this has been 13 minutes because it's because of the Assembly 13, which is one of the sponsoring organization then as well. So until next episode, that was Dal Sanders and Eric Hogue
And Daryl Allen.
This is Scott Wells. Bye-bye, y'all.